Hello, welcome back. My name's Kelsie, and I've got a special guest with me today.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Tell us a little bit about you, Abby.
I am a registered dietitian and a certified personal trainer.
So Abby comes to us from the other side of town, and she also works at a Legree studio. So she's got the Pilates background, and we're gonna have some fun today with a sculpt style workout. So here's what you need. You need a set of heavy or moderate weights. I chose 8s,
and I have some 5s.
So you can scale that to be whatever you need. In fact, you could even go with no weight at all, body weight alone. You also need one lighter weight option. I have a 3 here.
And I have a 2.
I'd also like you to have a Pilates ball on hand. We'll pull this in for a little bit of stability work and core work towards the end. So that's our setup. Are we ready?
Ready.
All right, let's get going. Oh, I should mention, come warm. We're not including a warm up in this workout, so you're gonna come warm. You're gonna tap that link above and do my 10-minute Pilates warm up first. Come back when you're warm and ready, and we'll jump into the work here. All right, let's get started. We're gonna set one of our light weights. We're gonna set it up at the top of our mat. You're gonna grab your heavy weights in hand, and we're gonna go ahead and step that right foot on top of that small weight there. And if that's a little uncomfortable on the heel, you can take a towel, a sock, something to put underneath that to give it a little bit of a cushion. And you're gonna step back about 2 to 3 feet, so you're in a little bit of a deep lunge here. We're gonna take it down for 2, exhale, lift for 2. A couple things to keep in mind as we're doing this. I want your shoulders to stay stacked over the hips. You're bracing through your core, pinching those shoulder blades together so your chest is nice and proud. Your neck is long, chin is lifted. Beautiful. 4 more like that. Bringing that knee all the way down to the floor, driving through that front heel to lift. That little elevation giving us a little bit more work through that quad. Nice. Last one here, we've got a 3 pulse. Here we go. Drop it down, pulse, pulse, and lift. Drop, pulse, pulse, and lift. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. You're gonna hold it low right here. We're just gonna tuck those hips. Tuck and tuck. That's a scoop of the core in and up. So you have an isometric hold in this lunge position, scooping that core in and up toward the chest. That's a posterior pelvic tilt. Keep breathing with me. 4 more. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. You're gonna hold that tuck on 1. You're gonna hinge forward 2 counts with those weights. Forward for 2. Lift for 2. Hinge and lift. You're keeping the bend in that front leg, pulling that chest down toward that thigh, keeping your back nice and flat. I don't want you rounding through the shoulders at all. 4 more like that. Here's 4.
This is spicy.
Yes, we're feeling it. You exhale on that lift. Brace through the core as you exhale. Nice job. Speed it up right here. Hinge and lift. Hinge and lift. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. You're gonna hold that hinge on 1. Glute stays loaded up. Little bend in the elbows. Open for 2. Down for 2. We've got a reverse fly here while we keep that glute loaded up. Squeezing those shoulder blades together behind the back. Pausing at the top of that movement. Speed it up here. Here we go. Fly, resist. And I say resist because I want you to really think about resisting that weight back down. You control those weights. Don't let them control you. If I'm moving too fast for you, you can take this at your own pace. Here's 3. Here's 2. Hold it down on 1. We pulse it. Pulse and pulse. Now you're pulsing with that hinge, finding a slight lean forward with each pulse. 4 more. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Go ahead and drop the weight from the right side. Left weight to the floor. You're gonna lose that heel elevation. So your heel is down on the floor now. Option to keep that toe back behind on the floor. Reach the right arm up overhead, or you're gonna float that toe up for a greater challenge. Reach back to tap that toe. Back for 2, extend for 2. Reach, tap, extend. Finding your control through your core here. Keeping your gaze on the floor right next to that weight. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. You're gonna hold that extend. We're gonna tap and lift. Here we go. The arm and toe. Tap, lift, drop, squeeze, lift. Now on that squeeze lift, I want you exhaling, bracing through that core so we don't arch the back. Here's 3. Here's 2. Hold the lift on 1. We lift to finish. Squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. You got this. Finish strong right here. Sink an inch deeper. Woo. The last 8 right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Nice job. Woo. How we feel?
Warm.
All right. Let's come on down to the floor. Woo. Hope you're feeling good. Abby is learning these moves as we go. She is following along just like y'all. And if she notices anything to modify along the way, she'll throw that in there too. Let's go ahead and grab our ball. We're gonna place our left leg on top of that ball. So I'm gonna turn to face this other direction here. You're gonna place your left knee on top of that ball. We're gonna come down to our forearms. All the way down to the forearms. Now what I want you to do here, brace through the core to keep that back flat. You're gonna float that right knee to a hover. Float it up for 2 and down for 2. And I want you to lift the toe with the knee. Bring that whole knee, that whole shin up off the mat. Good. Just twisting there through the pelvis to get a little bit of a hip hike. Waking up that lower back and that glute medius. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Beautiful job. Here's 1. Hold the lift. You're gonna pull the knee into the chest, extend it back. Pull it in for 2, extend for 2. Pull for 2, extend for 2. If at any point this gets to be too much, simply take that knee off the ball directly onto the floor. The ball adds a lot of stability challenge here. It also requires more of that quad. So if it's too much, simply take it out of the equation. Slow and controlled here. The last one here. You're gonna hold that extend. We rainbow to the right, then left. Up and over to the right, up and over to the left. Over and tap, over and tap. Making a big rainbow with that toe, keeping that leg stick straight. Minimal movement through that upper body. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Go ahead and hold it up here, lift it, finish. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Nice job. Okay, you're gonna grab that ball. Go ahead and open that knee up. You're gonna place that toe out to the side. Keep that leg straight so you're propped up on that knee. Getting a little bit of a core work, oblique work in here. Grab the ball, press it up overhead. Exhale, side bend out for 2, lift for 2. Side bend and lift. Challenging yourself here with your range. Exhale on that lift. Nice job. Inhale as you reset at the top. You always want to exhale as the movement gets challenging. Little combo. Out, pull the arms in, extend and lift. Side bend, pull, reach and lift. Keep that going, you got this. Lots of control, getting a little deeper each time.
Love the oblique squeeze here.
Yes, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like reformer Pilates without the reformer. This is one of my favorite things to do on a reformer is that side bend.
Oh,
that
same.
you do with the box. Nice job. The last one here, you're gonna hold that side bend, just squeeze that ball. Squeeze and squeeze. Exhale with each squeeze, brace through that core. You got this, strong lean for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Nice job. Okay, how are we doing?
Good.
We ready to do it all over again?
Let's do it.
All right, come on up. Woo. Woo! We are going to stand in our lunge, but this time we're gonna place our left heel up on top of that weight. Again, you're gonna don your heavy weights in hand. Taking what you need there, but whatever you did on that first side, I want you to keep track of it for that second side. Also a good reminder, if I'm moving too fast for you, or if you need a little bit more of a break than what I'm allowing you, that's the beautiful thing about doing this workout online. Simply pause this video, take your necessary rest, come back and join us when you're ready, because it's more important to get that rest and be able to get that even energy, that equal exertion on both sides. Wouldn't you say?
Totally.
Yes. All right, let's get going here. Place that left heel on that weight. Take a step back, lift that toe, take it down for 2, exhale, lift for 2, inhale, down, exhale, drive. Lots of control here, working on that range, keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Tempo slowing down a little bit. Here's 2. Last one here, and then we've got that 3 pulse. We're gonna take it down, pulse, pulse, and lift. Drop, pulse, pulse, and lift. Woo, that's a little spicier because that beat is a lot slower. We love it.
I love how the heel elevation immediately puts it into the quad.
Oh, I agree, yes. And that's something you don't get in this position a lot, but it's still firing up that glute, so it's really making it more of a well-rounded exercise. Here's 4. Here's 3. You got this. 2 more there, finish it up. Here's 2. Last one here, hold it low, down, pulse, hold it low here. We're just gonna tuck those hips. Hips tuck and tuck. That's a posterior pelvic tilt. Feeling that squeeze through that back seat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hinge. Forward for 2, lift for 2. Hinge and lift. And again on this hinge, you want to keep that back nice and flat, pinching those shoulder blades together, keeping that chest proud. Keeping an isometric hold of that front leg. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. And then we're going to speed this up a little bit, shorten that range. Here we go. We lift, up, hinge, lift, hinge. For 6. Here's 4. 3, 2. Hold the hinge on 1. Reverse fly. Out for 2. Down for 2. Exhale, lift. Pause and down. Nice and slow here. Pausing at the top of that movement. Resisting that weight all the way back down. 4 more. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. You're gonna hold that hinge. We're gonna hinge pulse to finish. Hinge pulse, hinge pulse. For 6, 5, 4, 3, drop that left weight on 1. Right weight stays in hand. You're gonna press it into the floor. You're gonna take that heel off that assist. You're gonna extend that right leg and left arm. We're gonna reach back and tap that toe for 2. Extend for 2. Modify by keeping that toe planted to the floor as you step it back. Finding your control.
Test my balance for sure.
It's what?
It tests my balance for sure.
Oh, it does. I know, especially with that weight, that dumbbell on the floor versus like a yoga block. It is challenging. Here's 4. And that's what this is. This is practice. You shouldn't be able to do this perfectly. We are supposed to be working at this. It is supposed to challenge you. That's how we get change. The last one here, you're gonna hold it, extend, reach. We tap and lift. Here we go. Tap, squeeze, lift. Tap, squeeze, lift. 4 more. Here's 4. 3, 2. Hold the lift on 1. Lift to finish. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. A little higher. 2 and 1. Release. Nice job. Okay. All right. We are toward the finish line. Down slope. Whew. That's some shaky legs right now. They're feeling the quiver.
Oh yeah.
They're feeling the quiver. You're gonna grab that ball. This time we're gonna place it under that left knee. And you're gonna come to those forearms once more. And that other side. I want you to brace through the core. And you're gonna use your core and your pelvis and the muscles surrounding your pelvis and your lower back to pull that knee to a hover right in line with the ball. Down for 2, draw it up for 2. Down, draw and lift. So if you deal with any kind of lower back pain or instability of your pelvis or your hips, this is a great exercise for that. SI joint pain, it's gonna just help to strengthen those muscles that support your pelvis. 2 more. Last one here, we're gonna hold that hip hike. You're gonna pull that knee into back 2. In for 2, extend it, back for 2. Pull it in, 2 counts, extend, 2 counts. Option to take that knee off the ball if that's a little too challenging. 4 more like that. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. You're gonna hold that extend on 1. We're gonna rainbow that toe up and over to that left side and then to that right side. Up and over 2, up and back for 2. Trying to tap both sides of your mat. Nice and slow, finding that control through your core. 2 more. Last one here. Hold it straight and up. We lift to finish. Squeeze, lift, straight as highest leg. However high you can get it without compromising that spine. The last 8 for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Nice job. Grab that ball. You're gonna prop yourself onto that knee, turn to this side once more. Extend that outer leg straight, bring that ball up overhead. Side bend for 2, and lift for 2. Side bend, and lift. I am feeling a sweat bead roll down my back.
That left oblique lights up immediately.
Yes. 2 more. Last one like this, and we've got a little combo here. It is side bend, pull it in, press, and lift. Side bend, pull, press, and lift. You got this. 4 more like that. Challenge that range with each move. 3 more. Here's 2. The last one here, you're gonna hold that side bend and reach. We're gonna squeeze that ball to finish. Squeeze and squeeze, straightest arms. Lean an inch deeper. You got this, hang on to it. The last 8, 7, 6, 5, chin lifted, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, nice job. Okay, how are you doing?
I'm sweaty now.
I am too. Like, is that us or is that this room right now? I don't know. Hopefully you all feel that too. I feel like your time here is well spent. We are gonna get a little bit of mobility in here, dial back the music a little bit. How's the sound?
Great, perfect.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and make our way to our backs. I'm actually just gonna turn this music off entirely because it's not the vibe right now. You know, we're trying to calm down. So if you wanna turn on something relaxing to play in the background, we can do that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and place that ball right underneath our seat. Prop your hip up with it. You deserve this time to slow down, so I want you to take this time. Don't speed through this. Don't get out of this. Stay around, award your body these couple moments of cool down and stretching. You're gonna extend that left leg long on the floor, pull the right knee into the chest, give it a little tug. I love that elevation from the ball. It gives me a little bit of pop so that it pulls down on that left leg. Let's gravity play a role here. You feel that nice stretch through your hip flexor on that left side. Let your heart rate come down. And then when you're ready, extend that leg up straight. Walk your hands up toward your ankle. You can give that foot a little roll. Keep breathing. Each exhale pulls you deeper into your stretch. Beautiful job. Go ahead and pull that knee back into the chest. Give it one more tug. And then you're gonna go ahead and carefully switch. A little balance challenge. Pull that left knee into the chest. Right leg falls long on the floor. Pull the left knee close, give it a little tug, let that right leg pop up off the ground with that elevation. Let gravity take over, giving a nice tug through that hip flexor on that right side. And then when you're ready, you're gonna extend that leg up straight, walk the hands up to the ankle, give your foot a roll. And again, we're just breathing in this, you're just exhaling. Each breath pulls you deeper, relaxes those muscles a little more. And then go ahead and pull that knee back into the chest, give it one more tug. Go ahead and pull both knees in, reach the hands into the soles of the feet. Stack those heels up over the knees into your happy baby. And you can rock side to side here. If the ball's distracting, you can take it out of the equation.
The elevation with this ball is a game changer.
I know, I really love it.
I'm gonna steal this.
It is good. It makes a big difference, just a little bit of elevation there.
Totally.
The more we can put gravity to work in our stretching, right? Because you shouldn't force yourself through stretches, because that's contradictory to what you're trying to get your muscles to do, which is relax, elongate.
Such a good reminder.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and lose that ball now. And we're gonna carefully turn ourselves over onto our stomach. Place that ball up overhead. So I'm gonna move my weight out of the way so it doesn't interfere here. You're gonna have that ball directly up overhead on top of that mat. Hands on top of the ball. You're gonna exhale and press up into that ball, pulling it in. Roll the shoulders down and back. Feel that nice stretch through your core. And then with your exhale, I want you to relax your glutes. Feel that work in your lower back. Go ahead and melt back down. One more time. Exhale, press, lift. Draw it up, and then at the top we relax those shoulders. Draw them down and back, and then relax the glutes. Recalibrating down there, drawing in some more blood to that lower spine. And we spend a lot of our day arched over, hunched over, so dropping and doing some of these whenever your back starts to act up, if you deal with lower back pain, it's really gonna help recalibrate that area, bring some more blood to the area, and get some more mobility back there. All right, you're gonna lose that ball. And we're gonna lie on our stomach, we're gonna rest our head on our hands. You're gonna pull your left heel to your seat. You're gonna lift the knee up, open it to the side so it's perpendicular to that mat, and let it rest there on the floor. Try to keep the hips and the chest square to the floor. And then with your exhale, I want you to lift the heel up. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Two more. Exhale, lift. Down, once more. Beautiful job. Go ahead and float that knee back up, take it back in line, back to parallel, and then float that right heel up. Keep the toe pointed. When you're ready, you're gonna lift that knee, bring it all the way out to the side, plant it perpendicular. So you've got a 90-degree angle bend at the knee and the hip. And you wanna square the hips and the chest up to the mat. Exhale, lift that heel, and drop. Exhale, lift, and drop. Two more. Last one here. And down, beautiful job. Carefully make your way back to that parallel position. Hands beneath the shoulders. Go ahead and press up onto all fours. Bring the knees right below the hips. You're gonna find a big inhale, arch the back and look up. Shifting those hips side to side. Ever feels good here. And then on that exhale, find a neutral spine and then draw that chin into the chest, bringing that lower back up to the ceiling. Go ahead and find a neutral spine, cross the heels, sit back onto your feet. Give a big inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Shrug it all up, bring all the tension up, and then exhale, let it go. Bring the hands into a prayer at the chest, and give yourselves a round of applause. Great job today. Thanks for joining me.
That was awesome.
Did you enjoy it? Did you like it?
That was so great. I can't wait to do more.
This is her first workout with me. Some of y'all have taken way more workouts with me than she has. So
Totally.
she did awesome.
Thank you.
It's like
I'm
you do
committed
this.
now.
It's like you do this or something.
It's like this is my job.
It's like you know what you're doing. Thanks so much for being here. I have an app. If you liked what you saw today, I have an app with a program that follows these same kind of workouts that leans into different muscle groups each day. So we pull in a little bit more of the strength training. It's really a blend, a true hybrid blend of bar Pilates and strength training. And so if you're interested in that and you want to learn more, you can head to the description. I've got a special offer for you, and you can try it out for free, get a feel for it, see if it's something that you like. But would love to have you over there. And we also have this community feature where I let people, we can talk to each other, we can share ideas, we can share recipes, and I can be your coach. So I'd love to have you over there. But otherwise, I'm going to keep you around on here. I'm going to keep people coming in and out and doing some fun collaborations on here, keep bringing you these fun workouts incrementally. So glad you're here. Thanks for coming. See you next time.
Bye.